Hi, my name is Tiffany.
And my name is Matt. Nice to meet you all.
So the questions we have today is I have questions for Matt. What motivated you to return to school?
A lot of the healthcare facilities in Northern Virginia require BSN to remain in. It's a requirement for most facilities that you complete your BSN within 1 year of being hired.
Okay.
So my eventual goals require this.
Okay. Where do you work if you don't mind me asking?
Currently, I work in an urgent care.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a pretty high volume place, so pretty exciting.
okay. I work in Northern Virginia too. That's why I asked.
Outstanding.
What do you expect to learn in the program?
A little bit more about management skills. I'd like to learn a bit about higher acuity of care and attain the skills required to succeed as a BSN nurse.
Okay. So what are your career plans after earning your BSN?
Well, currently, I'm in an urgent care setting, which, although it is fun, it's not what I want to do for the rest of my life. During my time in the Navy, I got to work in an ICU, and I like the pace of that more and the higher acuity of care. I also enjoy like intraoperative nursing, and
Okay.
most of the surgical units require BSN and above as far as education. So eventually, I'd like to attain an what was it, CRN and FA, like first assist. That's my ultimate goal right there. Surgical
Okay.
first assist.
So do you have any prior experience with Zoom or video conferencing tools?
A little bit from one of my previous classes that was required.
Okay.
All right. Oh, what was your motivation to return to school?
My motivation to return to school, I always knew I would come back. I always knew I wanted my bachelor's even before I started nursing school. It was just I wanted to start working sooner instead of going to school forever and then working. So I just got my ADN. I started school so quickly because I wanted to stay um, in the school habit, if that makes sense. I didn't want to get out of the school habit and then try to go back, and it's shocking. And even with me not being out of school that long, it's still like, oh my goodness.
Do it all while your mind's still in the game, right?
Right. So my motivation, I do work somewhere that does require you to do it, but you just have to start it within the first year. But it was already a goal of mine. I want to be a CRNA. I have such high levels of, I just have so many aspirations that this is just like is like the next step to just get, becoming a nurse. So
Outstanding. What do you expect to learn throughout this program?
management. How to so I think right now I'm doing very well. I understand things a lot and I'm big on the whys, but I want to have the whole picture because sometimes as a floor nurse you may not understand what goes on behind the scene or why things are the way they are. And right now, especially in the place that I work, there's a need for a higher level of nurses. And some people are qualified on paper, but don't have these skills. And so I'm excited about learning those skills and being qualified on paper so that I could be eligible for those two and not become stagnant.
Outstanding. Now, what are your career plans? I know you had mentioned it was CRNA. What are your career plans after earning your BSN?
After my BSN, I think I'm going to stay in med surge and oncology in the med surge realm or I feel like it's easier, but um, it's easier because I know what I'm doing. I'm like more of what I'm doing now. It's not learning something new. I think I'm going to stay in this realm until my BSN is done and then start working in the ICU and start really focusing on the next steps to get me into that program. Um, That's my biggest thing.
Outstanding. And do you have any prior experience with Zoom or other video conferencing tools?
I do have a little experience, but not setting it up myself. So this is one thing that has definitely been challenging for me, is setting it up from scratch. But I have the church I go to, sometimes we all get up at a certain time and we have a Zoom meeting, Zoom specifically early in the morning, but they would just send a link. So this is new to actually set it up from scratch.
Outstanding. Thank you so much for this interview, Ms. Tiffany.
Thank you, Matt. It was such a pleasure to meet you. Maybe we'll run into each other one day here.
Yes, ma'am. Nice to meet you. You have a wonderful day.
Okay.